All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we're coming to you live from the Dave Cave with a November hype show. It's a Heartland YouTube production event. It is Heartland Havoc 124 Rise Up. We are coming to you from the Kaseya Arena in Miami, Florida, with action featuring the superstars of the Atlantic Wrestling Federation and Pro Wrestling Mid-America. Neil Lau first in line at the turnstile as usual. And not far behind, Kathy Evans. Welcome to both of you to tonight's hype show here in the Heartland. 7 big matches for tonight, including a main event World Heavyweight Championship bout pitting Barry Windham, your reigning and defending NWA World Heavyweight Champion, against Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson, surprisingly, the winner of the Filsinger Cup tournament, the Champion of Champions tournament last month, earned his title match here tonight in Miami. Derek Bauman joining us. Hello, Derek, and good evening to you, sir. Also tonight, the NWA World Tag Team Championships on the line as the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette defend their titles against Rick and Scott Steiner. Both the AWF and PWMA Heavyweight Championships will be on the line tonight, as well as a couple of big grudge matches. And we're going to open things up with a grudge match from Pro Wrestling Mid-America. Just this past month, earlier this month, about 10 days ago, we saw the return to action of one Kevin Steen. After having been injured, Steen, one of the inspirational leaders of the faction known as Justice for All, they have been battling it out with the faction Whatever We Want, and it was Steen who went down with an injury at the hands of Barry Windham, but made his return this past Wednesday night, making his presence known and challenging Jackie Fargo to this no disqualification grudge match that will kick off the show here tonight in Miami. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's opening contest is scheduled for one fall with no disqualification. Introducing first out of Charlotte, North Carolina, he is accompanied to the ring by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Standing at 5'11", weighing 251 pounds, this is Jackie Fargo. And his opponent, also standing at 5'11", weighing 255 pounds, out of Marieville, Quebec, Canada, it is wrestling's worst nightmare, Kevin Steen. So Kevin Steen and Jackie Fargo set for a no disqualification grudge match here tonight in Miami. Jimmy Hart close at hand to keep an eye on Steen and Fargo. And you had better believe members of both factions, the Justice for All faction, Diamond Dallas Page, among others, watching the back of Kevin Steen, while Jackie Fargo, of course, with the ubiquitous members of Whatever We Want, guys like Stan Hansen, Ole Anderson, Shane Douglas. You never know who's going to show up representing that squadron of scoundrels. Squadron of scoundrels. I like that. I'd have to use that sometime in the future. But here we go with tonight's opening matchup, and the opening initiative role is won by Jackie Fargo. And it is Fargo coming right out, attempting a Beal throw. That, unfortunately, for Fargo is a power move. And the power advantage in this match belongs to one Kevin Steen. They're even on agility. So it is Steen who takes over with a sharpshooter immediately, rolling Jackie Fargo over into a sharpshooter. Fargo quickly rolling over and getting his arms under the bottom rope to break the hold. But Steen quickly takes control and now just bites the face of Jackie Fargo. Kevin Steen taking no prisoners here in Miami with that bite to the face. Following that up again with the sharpshooter, and again, it is Jackie Fargo getting out of Dodge in a hurry, as Steen is trying to take out all of his frustrations in the opening segments here. And now here is a somersault leg drop onto Fargo as Fargo rolls back into the ring. Fargo stunned by that blow, and now it is Steen with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Jackie Fargo, and on a roll of 6, it's a drop down and a go behind, and now on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow delivered by Kevin Steen. That stuns Jackie Fargo. Steen looking to do damage here, another whip to the ropes. And this time it is a big shoulder tackle delivered by Kevin Steen that puts Jackie Fargo back down onto the canvas. Steen following that up, yet another whip to the ropes. But oh, this time Steen sets his head a little too soon, and Jackie Fargo grabs him by the back of the neck and throws him down to the mat. Jackie Fargo now in control, and Jackie Fargo now with a big right hand to the side of the head, and Kevin Steen is stunned. That's going to cost him a point of fatigue. And Steen takes the first point of fatigue here after that big right hand delivered by Jackie Fargo. Fargo now following that up and is going to throw Steen out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And here we go, and on a roll of 5. That, I believe, is the double disqualification roll. Yes, it is. There's no disqualification in this match, so we go straight to the odd even. And on a roll of 6, it is Kevin Steen winning the brawl on the arena floor with a body slam onto the announcer's table. And that is nasty. Fargo now clutching his back and showing some pain here as Steen gets him up in a sleeper hold into a suplex and dumps Fargo down to the mat. Fargo rolling out of the ring and down to the arena floor, and here we go again already, as it is Fargo who grabs Steen by the leg and pulls him down to the floor, and then Fargo with a cannonball off the ring apron, stunning Kevin Steen on the floor. Both these men already taking damage outside the ring, and now Fargo has got a ringside weapon in store, and he smacks Kevin Steen with the video monitor. Already the video monitor in play, as Fargo gets another shot in on Steen. That's going to cost Steen another point of fatigue. That video monitor, a nasty weapon to the side of the head of Kevin Steen. Fargo now is going to go for a jumping stomp. Steen takes that stomp and rolls back into the ring. Fargo stays on him with another big right hand that puts Steen back down to the canvas. 2 big right hands that we have seen from Fargo. And Steen is down, and now he hits him again with the video monitor. And again, that's going to cost Steen another point of fatigue. He has been busted open by that video monitor. Things looking bad here for Steen as Jackie Fargo moves in for the big right hand once again. He's going to go for the cover. The pinfall here 4 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he got him. Just like that, 2 big shots from the video monitor. And Kevin Steen is down, and Jackie Fargo is the winner. I would offer to show an instant replay of that one, but we're not going to see an instant replay because the video monitor is currently embedded in the side of the head of one Kevin Steen, much to the delight of Jimmy Hart and members of the faction Whatever We Want. As Jackie Fargo takes the opening matchup in Grudge competition with that victory over Kevin Steen in Steen's return to hype action here in the Heartland. All right. 1 match down, and it is now time for our first championship match of the evening. This match is for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. With a 45-minute time limit, disqualification rules will be in effect for this one, although the likelihood that we'll see a disqualification here is slim to none. Between 2 teams of this caliber, with this level of mutual respect for one another, based upon their exploits within the squared circle, and under the purveyance of the agreed upon rules. Introducing first the challengers, out of Denton County, Texas, at a total combined weight of 494 pounds. It is KERRY and David Von Erich, the Von Erich brothers. So the Von Erich brothers coming out for a tag team championship match here. Atlantic Tag Team Championship on the line. Introducing next the champions, the reigning and defending Atlantic Tag Team Champions from parts unknown. At a total combined weight of 463 pounds, it is Mr. Wrestling and Mr. Wrestling 2. So number 1 and number 2 against KERRY and David Von Erich, with the Tag Team Championship on the line here in the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. See if we can improve our view of the cards here. Got some feedback on that last week. And as they come together in the center of the ring, it will be Mr. Wrestling 2 starting things off against KERRY Von Erich to open this match. And the opening initiative role is won by KERRY. And it is KERRY coming out with a hip toss. Takes Mr. Wrestling up, over, and down to the canvas hard. Wow, Wrestling 2 hit hard. May have stunned himself there on the back of the head as he stays down. And KERRY immediately going for the discus punch. Big move by KERRY as Mr. Wrestling 2 landed awkwardly, got up slow. And when he got up, KERRY nailed him with that discus punch. The pin roll here will be 4 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he may get him. And the save cannot be made. So just like that, KERRY Von Erich with a discus punch wins that match off of the opening lockup. I don't believe what I have just seen. Mr. Wrestling 2 may have been injured by that. We'll check on an injury roll later. As KERRY came out with a hip toss. That's a level 2 offensive move, and sure enough, on level 2 defense, Mr. Wrestling 2 has a down 3. And right from the jump, KERRY Von Erich with the discus punch. And the pinfall victory. It's not a discus punch, it's a discus punch. So new tag team champions crowned here in the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. As KERRY and David Von Erich, I think they're as stunned as anybody that match ended quite that quickly off of one discus punch by KERRY Von Erich. But he got it done, and he put Mr. Wrestling 2 down for the count. Maybe he's ready for... Maybe he's ready to take on Jake Paul after a punch like that. Better than any of the punches we saw in last night's boxing debacle, from what I heard. All right, just like that, our first championship match has come and gone. Congratulations to the Von Erichs, your new Atlantic Tag Team Champions. The following contest is scheduled for one fall, with a 60-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect for this one. This is for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Standing at 6'5", weighing 289 pounds, this is Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Yeah, pin after a lockup, that could be an injury angle indeed. Cleveland baseball fan 879, welcome to you, my friend. And his opponent is your reigning and defending Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, the American Dream, standing at 6 foot tall, weighing 289 pounds, out of Austin, Texas. This is Dusty Rhodes. Interesting backstory to this match. Dusty Rhodes regained the Atlantic Tag Team Championship, the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship earlier this month with a victory over Lou Thesz. Thesz at the time wrestling on a severely injured left ankle, and rather than pull Thesz into this match for his mandatory rematch, Dusty chose to give Thesz the opportunity to rest that ankle, and instead will take on the new number one contender in Terry Bam Bam Gordy. So fine show of sportsmanship by Dusty Rhodes, giving Lou Thesz time to heal before their rematch, and instead calling out the next contender in line, Terry Gordy, for tonight's championship match here in Miami. So these two men are ready to go. Hopefully they've got more than 30 seconds worth of wrestling action in them, like we saw in that last contest. And it is going to be, oh goodness, it's going to be going to the face to the mat shenanigans book. Dusty Rhodes with some shenanigans here in Miami. And on a roll of 5-3, is he heavy? Let's see. Gosh, these two are both listed right at 289 pounds, believe it or not. So that would have been opponent buried under body, avalanche 2 points. Opponent scores 2 points with airplane spin of wrestler followed by toss to the mat. We'll call that one a stalemate as they stare each other down and try a test of strength here to start things off. Actually, it is Gordy who has the power advantage, so we'll give him the opening initiative roll. And it is Gordy who comes out with a big forearm smash across the chest. That stuns Dusty Rhodes. Dusty staggering back, and Gordy stays on him. And oh, a big lariat by Terry Gordy takes Dusty off his feet and down to the canvas. Dusty slowly getting to his feet. The fans here in Miami cheering him on as Gordy picks him up and takes him over with a snapmare. They get to their feet, they come together in the center of the ring, and it is Gordy with another big forearm smash across the chest. Dusty standing his ground, and now it is Gordy with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Dusty Rhodes, and on a roll of 7, it is a running back elbow delivered by Terry Gordy that stuns Dusty Rhodes. Gordy remains in control. Gordy now going with a whip to the turnbuckle. Rhodes coming off the turnbuckle, and on a roll of 4, it is Rhodes bouncing forward off the turnbuckle and nailing Terry Gordy with a skull-splitting running lariat. Gordy goes down hard. What's going to happen here? He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here will be Snake Eyes, and thank goodness we got we got a kick out, our first championship kick out of the night, and just barely on a roll of 3. Dusty now in control, and Dusty going for the sleeper hold. Got Gordy down to one knee. Weakening Gordy significantly is Dusty Rhodes. What's he going to do now? He's going to go for the big elbow drop. That is a 0 rated finisher hold. The pin roll here 3 or lower. And on a roll of 5, Gordy able to kick out, but Dusty still in control. Dusty on top here is going to pitch Terry Gordy out of the ring and down to the arena floor, and here we go. Both these men A-rated brawlers. And on a roll of 6, it is Dusty with a clean win by way of a suplex onto the arena floor. We may see a disqualification here. We will not. And as action returns to the ring, it's Dusty in control, going for that big elbow drop and the cover once again. Pin roll here 4 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Gordy able to kick out. So Gordy has kicked out, Dusty's in control, and Dusty is going to take things out of the ring once again. And we're going to see some shenanigans here. Ringside mayhem as Gordy and Rhodes are going to the arena floor. With the mayhem to be perpetrated by Dusty. And on a roll of 5, that's going to be a foreign object. A foreign object coming into play, the ring bell. Dusty Rhodes has hold of the ring bell, and he is coming after Bam Bam. And on the gut check roll, it is Dusty who wins the gut check roll and slugs Terry Gordy with the ring bell. That's going to cost Gordy a point of fatigue. He is now busted open. We may see a disqualification here, and we will not. The referee is going to let it go as Dusty is in control. And now it is Dusty again going back to the sleeper hold. And it's Bam Bam who is going to roll out of the ring this time. And it is Bam Bam who's going to take this fight into the crowd. We may have a double count out here on a roll of 2 to 5. And yes, we have a double count out. Dusty Rhodes and Terry Gordy brawling up into the stands after Dusty busted open Terry Gordy. Gordy took the fight back out to the arena floor, and they're just going to fight all over Miami. So Terry Gordy busted open by the ring bell, and the fight now goes to the arena floor. And on an odd roll here, we're going to go to the feud table and see what happens next. On a roll of 10, you are attacked by the opponent's ally. you've just won the match. So we'll give this against Dusty. Dusty attacked by an opponent's ally, or in this case, a rival of Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes has been feuding with Pat Patterson. So Dusty will now have an injury roll coming up in his future. But Patterson wouldn't be the guy perpetrating that mayhem because he's in the main event and he's wrestling for the world title tonight. So we will say it was the ally of Pat Patterson, that being the Mountie. The Mountie comes to ringside and takes after Dusty Rhodes with his shock stick, and Dusty may end up injured as a result of that confrontation on the arena floor. So the match goes as a double count out. It ends in a no decision. Gordy has another title match in his pocket, and Dusty is going to be busy in the days and weeks to come because he's got Luthez waiting for a rematch. He's got Gordy now waiting for a rematch, and he's got a grudge match coming up of some sort against the Mountie, assuming that Dusty has not been injured. He'll be checked out by the trainers, and we'll get an update on Dusty Rhodes later this week on the Filsinger Games message board. Alternate Timeline Sports is here. Welcome to you, my friend. Hello, Dave and wrestling fans, says Alternate Timeline Sports. It's been an exciting show here so far. We just saw an Atlantic Heavyweight Championship match end in a double countout as Dusty Rhodes busted open Terry Gordy with the ring bell. And that led to a fight on the arena floor and up into the stands, which led to a double countout with additional outside interference from the Mountie, teaming up on Dusty Rhodes and potentially leading to an injury. He'll have an injury check coming up later this week. All right, that wasn't even a grudge match, but now the following contest is a grudge match. This is a dog collar match. I have never tried the dog collar match before, but we'll give this one a try. Let's check out the rules for the dog collar match as outlined in the Filsinger Games Ringside Companion Volume 1. All regular game charts are used since the chain is long enough to allow usual moves. This match is for singles matches only. Substitute cage ratings for pin ratings. Typically no other wrestlers or managers are allowed at ringside, and that's just the way both these men want it. When a wrestler rolls any move followed by a choice situation, ignore the instruction and roll on the chart below. And we've got the dog collar chart here. So we'll see what happens in our first ever dog collar match. And the two men are in the ring. They're going to forego the introductions and just get the brawl started. Will Tommy Rich and Buzz Sawyer. They're coming out. They're being chained together by the dog collar. This feud goes back a couple of months. And of course, if you were a wrestling fan in the 80s, these two spent the entire summer of 1983 trying to beat the stuffings out of each other, all up and down the Florida coast, culminating in the Battle of Atlanta. But here we are in Miami tonight as Buzz Sawyer has arrived on the scene in the AWF and attacked Tommy Rich, as Tommy Rich was in a contenders match, and that cost Tommy Rich the match and cost Tommy Rich a shot at the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Instead, Rich challenged Buzz Sawyer to a grudge match. Buzz Sawyer won that with a pinfall using the tights, rolled out of the ring, and wouldn't let Tommy Rich get after him after a cheap win in a grudge match. So now they have come to Miami. They're going to chain the dog collar together so no one gets away. And these two are going to throw down here in Miami. They come together in the center of the ring for the opening initiative roll, which is won by Buzz Sawyer. And immediately Sawyer goes to the dog collar chart. Level 6 on level 1 offense is a choice A. So we ignore the choice situation and we go to the dog collar match. chart. And on a roll of 11, both wrestlers clothesline each other with a chain at the same time, and they both go down hard. The wrestler with the lowest cage rating, including fatigue, recovers first and rolls on level 3 offense. That is Buzz Sawyer, who has the lower cage rating. So Buzz Sawyer on level 3 offense after both men clotheslined each other with the chain, and we're going to give them each a point of fatigue for that, just for the fun of it. But Buzz Sawyer is now in control, and he immediately is going to pitch Tommy Rich out of the ring, and we're going to have a brawl on the arena floor involving the dog collar. And on a roll up 2, it is Buzz Sawyer who wins the brawl on the arena floor with a DDT onto the concrete floor. So we're going to give Tommy Rich a shot at the dog collar now, as he has DDT'd Buzz Sawyer onto the floor. And on a roll of 3, you throw the opponent over the top rope and hang him by his neck with the dog collar. Wow. So Tommy Wildfire Rich choking down Buzz Sawyer with the dog collar. Sawyer is weakened. Tommy Rich still in control. And now a pile driver delivered by Tommy Rich. Buzz Sawyer took a glancing blow to the noggin with that when his ID Jester comes onto the scene. Welcome to you, my friend. Tommy Rich still in control with a big fist drop onto Buzz Sawyer. Sawyer slowly getting to his feet, and another big fist drop delivered by Tommy Rich. What's Rich going to do now? He is going to go with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Buzz Sawyer, and on a roll of 6, it is a reversal. Sawyer grabbing Rich and sending Rich into the turnbuckle. And as Rich bounces off the turnbuckle, it is a big kick delivered by Buzz Sawyer to take control. Sawyer now in control, going for a standing drop kick. Tommy Rich sidesteps that one, and it is Rich firing back with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Buzz Sawyer, but on a roll of 4, that is Rich setting his head too soon, and Sawyer grabbing Rich and dropping him with a pile driver onto the canvas. Sawyer now in control. Sawyer going for a vicious headbutt, and Tommy Rich is leaving the ring and out down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 6, it is Tommy Rich with a clean win after the brawl on the arena floor, slamming Buzz Sawyer onto the announce table. Rich is going to do something devious once again with that steel chain, and on a roll of 10, it is Rich who tries to whip the opponent into the ring post, but the move is reversed, and it is Tommy Rich who is smashed into the ring post. And that puts Buzz Sawyer now in charge. And Buzz Sawyer with a vicious headbutt onto Tommy Rich. Buzz Sawyer follows that up with another standing dropkick. Tommy Rich has been stunned. Staggering to his feet. Buzz Sawyer's on him. Whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Tommy Rich. But on a roll of 2, it is Sawyer who tries a running clothesline. But Tommy Rich moves out of the way, and Sawyer crashes into the turnbuckle. Rich is going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is a 4. And on a roll of 6, it is Sawyer able to kick out. But Tommy Rich now in control. And out of the ring we go once again. Down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 7, it is Tommy Rich who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And just throws Buzz Sawyer over the security railing and into the crowd. Now it is Tommy Rich going to the dog collar chart. And on a roll of 8, it is Rich who hits a deadly move on the poor hapless opponent, and that is an add 1 move. As Tommy Wildfire Rich with a fist drop, wrapping the chain around his fist and dropping the fist onto Buzz Sawyer on the arena floor. Buzz Sawyer now busted open. That's our second busted open of the night. Wouldn't Dave LaGreca be proud? And now here is Tommy Rich going with a Wildfire Sleeper. The submission roll here, 6 or lower. And on a roll of 5, he got it. Tommy Wildfire Rich is your winner in the dog collar match by way of the Wildfire Sleeper after busting Tommy Rich open, after busting Buzz Sawyer open with that chain wrapped around his fist. So congratulations to your grudge match winner here tonight, the one and only Wildfire, Tommy Rich. A measure of satisfaction indeed for Wildfire. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat room. Alternate Timeline Sports, ID Jester, hello. Cleveland baseball fan gives his greetings to ID Jester, and the greetings are duly returned. Ding, 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 it's over, says ID Jester. As now we go to another match, which will be very intense. Heated rivalry here. This one is a championship match, though, so we may not see as much shenanigans on the arena floor, but in this situation and under these circumstances, you just never know. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Disqualification rules are in effect for this one. This match is for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger, the former Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion. He is accompanied to the ring by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Can I turn up my mic? It's awesome soft. I can bring it a little closer to my mouth. We'll see. How's that doing, sir? I can hear you just barely. I don't think my mic has a control here. It's all the way up in OBS. I've got it closer to my mouth now. And we will see, unless there's something I can do in OBS with properties. No, defaults. No, let's not do that. Okay. Yeah, how are we doing now? I've got the mic up closer to the mouth. Is that any better? That's better. Okay. So yeah, just had the microphone a little too far away from the big mouth. So introducing first the challenger, a former Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion out of Amarillo, Texas. Standing at 6'1", weighing 247 pounds, this is Terry Funk, a.k.a. Morgan the Bouncer. And his opponent is your reigning and defending Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion out of Sarasota, Florida. Neighbors with ID Jester. He stands at 6'1", weighs 248 pounds. This is the Macho Man, Randy Savage. All right, Savage, a wildly popular champion, facing off against Terry Funk, who is the hated challenger and a member of the hated faction Whatever We Want. So whenever one of those scoundrels is around, you know that Jimmy Hart is not going to be far away. And they come together in the center of the ring to open the match, and the opening initiative role is won by the Macho Man. And Macho Man comes out with a big suplex. That is an agility move. He has the agility advantage, but Terry Funk gets the level 2 reversal. And it is Funk who reverses and drops Savage with a neck breaker. How about that? Good counter wrestling by Terry Funk puts Randy Savage down to the mat. Here's Funk with a knee drop, keeping Savage down. Funk follows that up with a backbreaker. This is a choice E maneuver, so he can hit a level 3 move on 6 or lower. And since he is challenging for the championship, he's going to go for the level 3 move. And on a roll of 7, it is Savage who avoids the backbreaker, and Savage instead with an elbow to the head that stuns Terry Funk. Savage follows that up with another big elbow to the head. Funk is staggering on rubber legs. Another elbow to the head. Savage barraging Terry Funk with those elbows to the head. Funk finally wobbles and goes down, and Savage drops the knee on him. Funk staggering back up to his feet. And Terry Funk just got nailed with a neckbreaker clothesline from Randy Savage that takes Funk through the ropes and down to the arena floor. Funk now on the arena floor, but on a roll of 4, it is Funk who's going to win the brawl on the arena floor and slam the head of the Macho Man into the ring post. Macho Man now has been stunned. Funk is back in control. And Funk now going to go up for a death jump. Death jump to be attempted by Terry Funk. And on a roll of 11, That is a perfect cross body block off the top rope. Funk is going for the cover, but the pin roll would only be a 1. No need for a dice roll there. But Savage has taken the first point of fatigue, and Funk now in control is going for a pile driver. He's going to go for the cover here on a roll of snake eyes, but on a roll of 5, Savage able to kick out. Funk now in control, and got things going his way, and we go out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Both these men are A-rated brawlers, and on a roll of 10, it's going to be Funk winning the brawl on the arena floor with a pile driver onto the ring steps. That could cost Terry Funk a disqualification. It will not. Funk now in control after the pile driver on the ring steps, and they are going to keep things out of the ring once again, and we're now going to see shenanigans. Ringside Mayhem brought to you by Terry Funk. What are we going to see here on a roll of 6? That's going to be the foreign object. A foreign object coming into play. It is a baseball bat. Somebody brought themselves a baseball bat. The World Series is over with. The Miami Marlins ain't using their baseball bats. And on the gut check roll, it is Terry Funk who wins the gut check roll, wins control of the baseball bat, and slugs Randy Savage right in the ribs. We may see a disqualification here. We might see a disqualification here, but we will not, as Funk narrowly avoids disqualification thanks to the protestations of one Jimmy Hart at ringside. Savage in trouble here. Funk coming after him. Out of the ring we go again. And this time it is not going to be any shenanigans at ringside. But on a roll of 8, it is Funk again winning the brawl on the arena floor with an Irish whip into the ring barricade. Barry the Barricade taking damage here as Funk remains in control. And Funk now with a series of quick jabs, stunning Savage as they come back into the center of the ring. Funk now follows that up with a neck breaker. Savage is hurt, slow to get to his feet. Funk is on him, and Funk is going to go for that backbreaker. This time he is going to try for the level 2 version of that move, and he hits it. And on a roll of 4, however, it is Savage with the level 1 reversal. So Savage comes back with quick jabs of his own. It is Savage who has the power advantage. He stuns Terry Funk and comes back at Terry Funk with a big knee drop. Funk now on the defensive, getting to his feet. Savage with a big running knee to the back that puts Terry Funk back down to his knees. Savage follows that up with another elbow smash to the head. Funk taking damage here. Savage, another running knee to the back. Funk unable to get to his feet. Savage stays on him, choking him on the ropes. Referee putting the count on him, but Savage keeps up the offensive now with a whip to the not a whip to the ropes. He's going to roll up and instead take the body slam attempt. That's a choice C maneuver. Choice C for the Macho Man is going to be a 6 or lower. Actually, he's going to go level, he'll go for the 6 or lower, level 3. And on a roll of 6, he got it. And Funk is hurt once again. Savage stays on him with another running knee to the back, and now Funk goes down and stays down. Savage going for a death jump. Death jump to be delivered by the Macho Man. And on a roll of 12, he got all of that one. A perfect cross body block off the top rope. He goes for the cover. The pinroll here would be Snake Eyes, but on a roll of 11, it's Terry Funk able to kick out. And now Savage going for another death jump here. Savage trying another death jump, and this time, on a roll of 5, Terry Funk caught him. Terry Funk caught him and threw him down to the mat. Maybe Jimmy Hart had something to do with that, grabbing the ankle. As Funk is in control now with another series of quick jabs. Savage firing right back with another big knee to the gut. And down goes Funk once again. What's Savage going to do here? He's going to go for a flying axe handle onto the arena floor. That is an add 1 maneuver. And both men now going to have to get back into the ring. Savage now goes for another flying axe handle. He can only do it once on the arena floor. That's a special mechanic. That one was in the ring. Funk is still staggered. And Savage now with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Terry Funk, and on a roll of 6, it is Funk with a running shoulder tackle that takes Savage down to the canvas. Funk now on top with a neck breaker that puts Savage down to the mat. Philip Reynolds joining us here for tonight's championship matches. Sleeper hold. Sleeper hold applied by Terry Funk. Randy Savage is struggling, and now it is Savage who's going to go out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 11, that is another foreign object being brought into play by Terry Funk. He hit him with a broom. Terry Funk just hit Randy Savage with a broomstick. Will we see a disqualification here? We will not. And instead, it is Funk going with another series of quick jabs. Savage standing his ground with a slap to the face. Savage just slapped the taste right out of the mouth of one Terry Funk. Funk head spun around, and now a big running knee to the back delivered by Savage. Savage stays on him. Elbow to the head. Savage, another big knee drop. Funk slowly getting to his feet. Savage stays on him. Another running knee to the back, but Funk will not stay down. Savage now with a rope, trying to choke him on the ropes, but Terry Funk battles his way out of that. And it is Funk retaliating. He's going to try a backbreaker here. And Savage blocked that. They're struggling with each other in the center of the ring, and another big knee to the gut by Savage has stunned Terry Funk. Savage now, another big neck breaker clothesline. Funk will still not go down. Elbow smash to the head. Funk now going to return fire. And Funk is going to go for that backbreaker once again. And once again, Savage escapes the backbreaker. And it is Savage with another knee smash to the back. Now he's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 4. And on a roll of 12, Terry Funk kicks out and kicks out with authority. Savage now going to take things out of the ring once again. And on the arena floor, it is Savage winning the brawl on the arena floor with a spectacular move. This could result in a countout of Terry Funk on a roll of 5 or lower. And on a roll of 4, that's a countout. So it was Savage who DDT'd Terry Funk onto the concrete floor. Funk is counted out. So Randy Savage, your winner by countout after a DDT onto the arena floor. So after the countout, let's see what the countout table has to say about that. Wild matchup there, as Savage and Funk both went all in on that. And Randy Savage with a DDT onto the concrete floor. And on a roll of 7, they're going to continue to brawl outside of the ring, and we may see an injury in this match. And it's going to be Terry Funk who needs an injury check after that brawl. As Randy Savage takes the best of Terry Funk, wins by countout, and Funk will have an injury check. That's not as bad as the injury to Dusty. Dusty's injury came at a +2. But the ring attack here by Savage and Funk is just going to be an even up 0 injury roll for Terry Funk. And maybe we'll do those at the end of the show. Yeah, why don't we do that? At the end of the show, we'll do our injury checks from the locker room following tonight's main event. Both Dusty Rhodes and Terry Funk had to be assisted out of the arena after those matches. And thank goodness now we're going to see some honest-to-goodness wrestling. And none of this out-of-the-ring foreign object shenanigans stuff. A new idea here in Heartland Championship Wrestling. All televised injury rolls will take place at the conclusion of the card. So yeah, thank you all for inspiring that. Landing on concrete isn't for the faint of heart. Truer words never spoken by I.D. Jester. Hopefully that won't happen to either him nor myself nor any of us in the upcoming winter months. Of course, not that the great state of Florida endures too much falling on concrete in the winter months. We'll save that for us Wisconsinites. Speaking of Wisconsin, if anybody's looking at the Wisconsin-Oregon game, I wouldn't mind a score update. It was 3-0 in favor of the Ducks when I last caught up with the broadcast. But since I've been on the air, I have not been able to watch any of the games. So if I could get, if anybody is checking that out, please give us a post of the score. My expectations for Wisconsin are pretty low. I, of course, along with I.D. Jester, am a diehard Buckeye fan. So we got to see the Buckeyes with a victory today over Northwestern at Wrigley Field in an enjoyable game earlier in the day. Football for me is really about my distant third favorite of a sport. Actually, fourth if you count wrestling. I'm a wrestling guy, love baseball, love basketball. I will watch Ohio State football. I'll watch, the Packers or the Bengals if they're on, but I'm not a guy who can sit and watch endless hours of football the way I could my three top favorite sports. 13-6, Wisconsin leading at home. How about that? 4:38 to go. My son is at the game, so hopefully my son will have a good report. My son, a graduate of the University of Wisconsin and a loyal Badger fan. So we don't watch the Wisconsin-Ohio State games together, but I root for Wisconsin 11 weeks out of 12. So yeah, good for Wisconsin. One more Wisconsin sports story before we get back to the match. There was a young man who played football at the University of Wisconsin just a few years ago by the name of Rob Wheelwright. Rob Wheelwright was a pretty good wide receiver, not quite NFL level, but had a very successful 4-year run at the University of Wisconsin. Rob Wheelwright, a graduate of my own Walnut Ridge High School in Columbus, Ohio. So from Walnut Ridge, the Fighting Scots, came Rob Wheelwright to play football at the University of Wisconsin. And after his football career at Wisconsin, Rob Wheelwright returned to Columbus, returned to Walnut Ridge, his alma mater, became the head football coach, and just this week it was announced that Rob Wainwright won the Division II Ohio High School Football Coach of the Year award at Walnut Ridge High School, my alma mater. So congratulations to Rob Wainwright for a successful Badger career back home at Walnut Ridge and making the 4-8-4-1 proud. All right. And with that, Tennessee and Georgia tied at 17 at the half. Yeah, we got to finish up here and watch some football. We got 2 world title matches to go before we finish up for the evening. And ladies and gentlemen, your following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. This is for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Disqualification rules will be in effect for this one. Introducing first the challengers. At a total combined weight of 525 pounds, out of Bay City, Michigan, it is Rick and Scotty, the Steiner brothers. Not bad dudes for being from Michigan, but they can be forgiven for that. But their opponents are your reigning and defending NWA World Tag Team Champions. They are accompanied to the ring by the Louisville Lip, Jim Cornette. At a total combined weight of 468 pounds, it is Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, collectively known as the Midnight Express. So the Midnight Express set for action here in Miami, defending the World Tag Team Championships against the Steiner brothers. The Steiner brothers, winners of the Filsinger Cup champion of champions tournament last month, to earn this shot at the gold here tonight in Miami. And it will be Beautiful Bobby starting things off against Rick Steiner, the dog-faced gremlin. And, another tie on the opening initiative roll. So that's going to take us back to our Face to the Match Shenanigans book, brought to you by Play.com. The Steiner brothers responsible for tonight's pre-match mayhem. And on a roll of 6-3 is the wrestler strong. Rick Steiner, indeed, the stronger of the two men, absorbs numerous solid shots from his opponents, then lashes back with a double arm bar to take control. So Rick Steiner takes control of the opening action here, and we'll start the match on level 2 offense with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Bobby Eaton, and on a roll of 10, it is a big specialty move delivered by both men. Rick Steiner has the better turnbuckle rating, so he will take over on Beautiful Bobby. And immediately he is going to pitch Beautiful Bobby out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And here we go. Right from the get-go, both these men A-rated brawlers. And on a roll of 10, it is Rick Steiner winning the brawl on the arena floor with a pile driver onto the ring steps. That could cost his team a disqualification. We will roll a disqualification here. There will not be a disqualification. Jim Cornette beside himself, screaming at the referee as Steiner rolls Bobby Eaton back into the ring. And Steiner now is going to pitch him out of the ring yet again. We'll not see any out-of-the-ring shenanigans, but this time on a roll of 8, it is Steiner again winning the brawl on the arena floor with an Irish whip into the ring barricade. Eaton having to make that helpless crawl back into the ring where Steiner is waiting. Scotty Steiner now coming into the ring. We're going to see some double team action here, and a running forearm smash delivered by Scotty Steiner to the helpless Bobby Eaton. Scotty Steiner now the legal man in the ring for the challengers. Steiner coming at Bobby Eaton with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Bobby Eaton. And on a roll of 10, that's the power roll. And the power roll goes to Scotty Steiner, who takes Eaton down with a running shoulder tackle. Steiner still in control, and Steiner now going for a fall-away slam. Can Bobby get over and make the tag? No, he cannot. Steiner still in control here as Eaton has taken a few bumps early on. Steiner now with a tilt-a-whirl slam. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 3, and on a roll of 11, Eaton able to kick out, but Eaton has taken plenty of damage here from both the Steiners. As Scotty now follows up with another tilt-a-whirl slam, and Bobby Eaton is stunned. Tag to brother Rick. Rick now in the ring against Bobby Eaton once again. Rick going for a big Steiner line. He got all of that one. He's going to go for the cover here. The pin roll now is 4, and on a roll of 8, it is Eaton able to kick out once again, but taking all kinds of punishment here as Sweet Stan Lane desperately looking on, trying to get the tag. Here is a backbreaker into the buckle ram by Rick Steiner. Eaton stunned, trying to get to his feet. Steiner just comes at him now and bites him on the forehead. I don't know what he's thinking. Of course, that's Rick Steiner. Probably he ain't thinking at all. And Eaton still unable to get over and make the tag as Steiner maintains control. Steiner now with a twisting power slam, and Bobby Eaton is going to hit the floor and roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Little meeting of the minds there at ringside. Now it is Eaton who pulls Rick Steiner by the leg, drags him out of the ring, and slams Rick Steiner with a backdrop onto the announcer's table. Double backdrop onto the announcer's table by Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan at ringside. Steiner now is hurt. Eaton is now in control. And they are going to immediately go right to the Vegematic. That's a +3 finisher. The pin roll here will be 6. Scotty going for the pin save. Scotty able to make the save. So just like that, the reversal of fortune for the Midnight Express. Stan Lane now the legal man in the ring after hitting the Vegematic on Rick Steiner. Steiner now is down. And now a Russian leg sweep by Sweet Stan Lane. He's going to go for a cover again. The pin roll now is 4. And on a roll of 9, Rick able to kick out once again. But just like that, the teamwork of the Midnights has turned this match around, and Stan Lane is back in control. Stan Lane going for a choice F maneuver. That's going to be an agility roll of 7 or lower to hit that, and Steiner powers out of the crawling headbutt, gets to his feet, and Steiner now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Stan Lane, and on a roll of 7, that's a big kick by Rick Steiner, and Steiner going to make the tag to brother Scotty. Scotty, the fresh man in the ring for both teams now, as Scotty comes in with a big Steiner line. Didn't quite get all of that one. Lane gets back to his feet. Scotty tries to roll him over and gets him into a single leg Boston Crab. Lane trying to crawl his way over, but no, a fall away slam by Scott Steiner puts Stan Lane onto the canvas. And Steiner's going to go for the cover here. The pin roll is 3, and on a roll of 9, Stan Lane able to kick out. Scotty now in control. Scotty going to go for the Super DDT. That's a +3 finisher. The pin roll here is 7. So we're going to get involved in here by Jim Cornette. And on a roll of 8, what's going to happen? Cornette distracts the referee, allowing his wrestler to do something sneaky. So the pin roll has been saved. Lane takes a point of fatigue. But as a result of the annex of Jim Cornette, he pulled the leg of Scotty Steiner. Scotty Steiner turned his attention away from the ring. And Stan Lane is going to get a level 2 offensive move here. And a spin kick to the back of the head of Scotty Steiner. Scotty is stunned but does not go down. They come together in the center of the ring. And as they do so, it is Scotty attempting and missing on a drop kick. And instead, it is a drop toe hold and an elbow. Double team maneuver there by the Midnights. Again, taking control. That's an add 1 move. And Stan Lane now has Beautiful Bobby in as the legal man in the ring. And Lane now facing off against Bobby Eaton. And another double team move there, a double goozle, executed by Stan and Bobby. That's another add 1 move. And again, Steiner slow to get to his feet as Eaton now is the legal man in the ring and in control. And Eaton coming with a spinning neck breaker, a choice E maneuver. He'll need a roll of 7 to hit that. On a roll of 11, Scotty powers out of the spinning neck breaker, and it is Scotty with a big belly-to-belly suplex that puts Eaton down to the mat. Scotty going to tag in brother Rick. Both these teams down to 1 pin save as Rick comes in against Bobby, and Rick with a whip to the ropes thought better of that. Instead, he's going to roll up one and take a body slam. Eaton able to dodge the body slam attempt. And it is Eaton who catches Steiner in a headlock and a sneaky punch to the side of the head. Steiner now stunned with Eaton back in control. Big vertical suplex attempted, but not successful. As Steiner blocks that, and it is Steiner who fires back. Oh, just biting the forehead. Rick Steiner biting the forehead of Bobby Eaton to avoid the suplex. Steiner back in control here with a series of crossface shots to the side of the head of Bobby Eaton, followed by an attempt at a double leg takedown. He got him down. Eaton trying to make the tag, unable to do so, as Steiner continues on the offense with another big right hand to the side of the head. Eaton just will not go down. And now an attempted hip toss by Rick Steiner. Eaton dodges that one. That's an agility move. And it is Eaton who comes back with a stinging right hand to the side of the head of Rick Steiner. Steiner fires back, again biting the forehead of Bobby Eaton. Jim Cornette is beside himself. Eaton unable to get out for a tag, as Scotty now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Bobby Eaton, and on a roll of 9, it is a big kick from Rick Steiner that stuns Bobby Eaton. Another bite to the forehead by Steiner. Here comes Scotty in for a double team. And on a roll of 4, that is a devastating double team move by the Steiner brothers. And that is going to add a point of fatigue to beautiful Bobby Eaton. Scotty now the legal man in the ring. And it is Scotty now who prevents Bobby Eaton from crawling out of the ring, and instead it is going to be Scotty with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Bobby Eaton, and on a roll of 5, it is Eaton who gets the jump and nails a running knee to the side of the head of Scotty Steiner, who ducked his head too soon. Eaton now in control. Eaton going for the Alabama Jam. Unfortunately, in a tag match, that is not a finishing hold. That is simply a level 3 move, and so he hits the Alabama Jam on Scotty Steiner. Steiner slow to get to his feet. Another stinging right hand from Bobby Eaton stuns Scotty, and Scotty able to make the tag to Rick Steiner now, coming into the ring as the legal man for the challengers. Rick Steiner comes at him with a series of big right hands, and it is going to be Eaton unable to make the tag, and Rick now with a twisting body slam that takes Eaton down to the canvas. Steiner going for the cover here. The pin roll is 6 or lower. Cornette going to try the distraction, and Cornette able to distract his way out of the pinfall. But Eaton in some trouble now after that pin attempt, and the Midnights are out of pin saves, as it is going to be a choice C maneuver now for Rick Steiner. That would be a level 2 move on 9 or lower, and he hits the level 2 move on the back body drop. But Eaton hits the reversal. So Eaton avoids the back body drop, and instead it is Eaton going to attempt a spinning neck breaker on a roll of 9 or lower. And on a roll of 9, he got him over and down. And it is Rick now crawling over to try and make the tag, and he gets there just as Eaton gets over and makes the tag. 2 fresh men into the match, Lane and Scotty. The initiative roll is won by Lane, and it is Lane with a big back suplex, unable to get Scotty up, and instead it is Scotty with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Lane, and on a roll of 4. That is Scotty again setting his head too soon. That's the second time this match that Scotty has made that mistake. And Stan Lane makes him pay with a DDT onto the canvas. Lane now with a chance to do some damage. Midnight Lariat stuns Scotty Steiner. Now Lane with a whip to the ropes of his own. Thought better of that. And instead he is going to go with a attempt at a double arm suplex. That's a power move. That's not going to get it done. And instead it is a belly-to-belly suplex executed by Scotty that takes Stan Lane out of his boots. Lane unable to make the tag. Scotty now in control. Scotty going for a tilt-to-whirl slam. He's going to go for the cover here. The pin roll is 5. And on a roll of 9, Lane able to kick out. Scotty now back in control. Scotty going for the super DDT. This is a +3 finisher. We may see new champions here on a roll of 9 or lower. And they got him. Just like that, Scotty on the reversal. And the Steiner brothers hit the super DDT, and they are your winners. Scotty Steiner with the pinfall over Stan Lane after the super DDT. New champions crowned here in Miami. Congratulations to the Steiner brothers, winning the NWA World Tag Team Championship for now the 4th time. It's been a couple of years since they were champs, but they are now 4-time NWA World Tag Team Champions. Congratulations. That is a surprise ending. Wow, says ID Jester. Yeah, but all 4 men were just worn out. Very long and competitive back and forth match. Excellent tag team bout. Reversals of momentum back and forth both ways. But in the end, it was Scotty Steiner pulling out the victory over Sweet Stan Lane to give the Steiner brothers the NWA World Tag Team Championship. All right, need a quick drink of Diet Dr. Pepper here to get the juices flowing. Wouldn't mind an update on some football scores as we prepare for the as we prepare for the main event. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. This is for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger. winner of the 2024 Filsinger Cup Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Out of San Francisco, California, standing at 6'1", weighing 243 pounds, this is Pat Patterson. 13-13 tied in Wisconsin. All right. Badgers hanging tough. And his opponent is your reigning and defending NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He is accompanied to the ring by the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Standing at 6'7", weighing 273 pounds, out of Sweetwater, Texas. This is Barry Windham. So Barry Windham here in Miami to defend the NWA World Championship against Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson accompanied to the ring by the Mountie, one of his associates from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation, just to keep an eye on things and try and keep it fair. So it will be the megaphone versus the shock stick. Although in a match of this caliber, I don't know that we'll see a lot of outside interference. Given the fact that this is a World Heavyweight Championship match, we may see some shenanigans if it involves the need for Jimmy Hart to protect the title for Barry Windham. Very few people expected Pat Patterson to win the championship. Ed Strangler Lewis was one of the favorites. And of course, Lou Thez, who suffered an ankle injury in that tournament that took him out of contention and ultimately cost him the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. But it was Patterson able to defeat Ed Strangler Lewis for the Filsinger Cup and to earn this title match here tonight in Miami. But Barry Windham would, I think, by most accounts, be considered your favorite in this match. The agility is even. Windham has the power advantage. Windham with the double finishers, a +2 lariat, and a Sweetwater suplex, which is a 0 finisher. Pat Patterson also a +2 finisher with a bombs away, and an add 1 figure 4 leg lock, which is not a finisher per se, but can also do some damage, with the option of instead using a foreign object in those circumstances. All right, we are ready to get things started with your main event of the evening. And the opening initiative role is won by Pat Patterson. He has been one of the hottest wrestlers in the Heartland. And it is Patterson coming out right away with a slingshot into the corner. Let's see, that's either a ropes A or a power move on a 6 or lower. Not really good odds either way. But we'll go with the power roll of 6 or lower. Slightly better odds with that. And sure enough, on a roll of 10, Windham is able to avoid the slingshot into the corner, and it is Windham instead who locks up with Patterson and hits him with a kick to the chest. Ooh, Patterson's going to return fire, and it is Patterson now coming back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Windham. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Windham A-rated both in ropes and turnbuckle. And on a roll of 6, that's going to pay off as it is Windham lifting a knee to the head of Pat Patterson, stunning Patterson. And Windham now with a big suplex. He's immediately going to go for the cover. The pinroll here would be Snake Eyes, and on a roll of 7, Patterson able to kick out. But Windham quickly taking control here. And Windham now is going to go up for the death jump. And on a roll of 8, that is a flying clothesline off the top turnbuckle delivered by Windham. Patterson down once again. And now a figure 4 leg lock being applied by Barry Windham. Patterson able to squirrel his way out of that one and get to his feet, but Windham stays on him. And Windham now with a big power slam that puts Patterson back down onto the canvas. Windham back in control here. Another big power slam. Patterson trying to fight off this onslaught, and now the sleeper hold. Sleeper hold applied by Barry Windham. He may put the lights out here on 3 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Patterson able to survive the sleeper hold. But Windham stays on him, and now it is the superplex, the Sweetwater superplex. This is a 0 finisher. The pinfall here is 4. And on a roll of 12, Patterson kicks out and kicks out with authority. But he is in trouble here as Windham has taken over. And now it is Windham going to be going up for a death jump. Death jump roll coming up here for Pat Patterson. And on a roll of 9, that is the... that is a flying clothesline off the top turnbuckle executed by Barry Windham. Pat Patterson down once again. And now a knee drop delivered by Barry Windham. Patterson slowly getting to his feet, did well to survive that. And now a suplex delivered by Barry Windham. And Patterson is going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. This is the one advantage that Patterson has. For some reason, Barry Windham is only a B brawler, and Patterson is an A brawler. But on a roll of 8, that's going to be Windham winning the brawl on the arena floor and slamming the head of Pat Patterson onto the ring apron. And as we all know, fans, the ring apron is the hardest part of the ring. Patterson has been stunned. Windham stays on him. And Windham now is going to keep things out of the ring. We'll not see any shenanigans here as of yet, but on a roll of 7, that is Patterson now winning the brawl. That's the best man wins roll, and it is Patterson with a DDT onto the concrete floor. Patterson creating an opportunity here. Can he take advantage? He's going to go for the figure 4 leg lock. That is going to be an add 1 maneuver. And it is now Windham who's going to try and leave the ring. Out on the arena floor, it is the double disqualification roll. Will Windham be disqualified? Maybe. On a roll of 5 or lower, we'll see the DQ here. We will not. Will Patterson be disqualified? No. We go now to the odd-even roll. And on a roll of 3, it is Patterson winning the brawl on the arena floor with a backdrop onto the announcer's table. Patterson now back in control, and Patterson going to take Windham out of the ring yet again. Still no shenanigans as of yet. And on a roll of 7, it is Windham having to make that helpless crawl back into the ring where Pat Patterson is waiting. Patterson going to go out of the ring yet again. And still no shenanigans roll. But on a roll of 10, that is going to be Patterson, I believe, with a foreign object. Yeah, that's a foreign object roll for Patterson. Patterson busting out the ring steps and just slamming him into the rib cage of Barry Windham. Again, we will see no disqualification here. Patterson back in control, and Patterson now is going to take his turn to go up for a, let's see, will he go for the death jump? No. Windham is an A on the death jump. So Patterson's going to roll up and instead go with a whip to the turnbuckle. And off the turnbuckle comes Barry Windham, and on a roll of 7, that is the reversal. Now it's Patterson going into the turnbuckle, and a big kick by Barry Windham stuns Pat Patterson. Windham now takes over with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Pat Patterson, and on a roll of 8, it is Windham with a running back elbow that stuns Pat Patterson. Windham follows that up with another big suplex, and Patterson drops down and rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor once again. Patterson now on the arena floor on a roll of 3 is going to win the brawl and ram the back of Barry Windham into the ring apron. So once again, Windham tasting the ring apron with his back. And Patterson now is going to go out of the ring yet again. Still no shenanigans roll. But again, on a B10, that's the ring steps coming into play once again. And Patterson may be disqualified this time. He will not, as Patterson has hit Windham with the ring steps now twice. And now Patterson's going for the bombs away. This is a +2 finisher. The pin roll here is 5 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Windham able to kick out. But Windham in some trouble here as Patterson is back in control. Patterson going up for the bombs away once again. The pin roll here is going to be 6 or lower. And it's time for Jimmy Hart to try a distraction. And on a roll of 7, Hart jumps on the ring apron and distracts the referee while the megaphone falls into the ring. Hart's wrestler and the opponent dive for the megaphone. Roll 1 dies. So Windham takes a point of fatigue. The megaphone now is in the ring. And on the even roll, it will be Barry Windham coming up with the megaphone. But no, on the odd roll, it is Patterson who gets control of the megaphone and slams it across the head of Barry Windham. Another point of fatigue applied to Barry Windham. Patterson in control here. Jimmy Hart no longer has his megaphone. It's going to be Patterson going up for an airplane spin. Airplane spin executed by Patterson. He's going to go for the finish here. The pin roll is 6 or lower. Can Jimmy Hart make the distraction? Yes, he can. And so by virtue of the distraction, Hart has saved Windham, but now the Mountie has just taken out Jimmy Hart. No more Jimmy Hart in this match. Pat Patterson has got an opportunity to win the world title right here in Miami, and he's going to go for another bombs away. The pin roll here is 9 or lower. And on a roll of 4, he got him. Ladies and gentlemen, I am shocked. Pat Patterson has won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship right here in Miami with the bombs away. He hit Windham with the ring steps twice. He hit Windham with a megaphone. And finally, he hit the bombs away knee drop to take the NWA World Heavyweight Championship here in Miami. The crowd has been stunned. I don't believe it myself. I didn't expect Patterson to win the Filsinger Cup. I didn't expect Patterson to win the NWA World Championship. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a brand new World Heavyweight Champion crowned here tonight in Miami on tonight's Hype Show. Heartland Havoc 124 Rise Up has been a tremendous success. We saw a grand total of 3 title changes. The Von Erichs won the Pro Wrestling the Atlantic Tag Team Championships. The Steiner brothers won the NWA World Tag Team Championship, and Pat Patterson, against all odds, your new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. For shame if you didn't believe, for shame. All right, Pat Patterson is your winner here tonight in our main event. Congratulations, and thank you to everybody who turned out tonight. ID Jester, Philip Reynolds. Hello, Philip. Thanks for stopping by. Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, Alternate Timeline Sports. Neil Lau, Derek Bauman, and Kathy Evans all joined us here in the chat room for tonight's action from the Dave Cave. New champions crowned left and right and all around. And the football game is still tied at 13. I'm going to turn that on for the rest of the night. We will be back tomorrow, in fact, with My Journey with Jesus, for those of you so inclined. And next weekend, we should be back on the channel with more professional wrestling action from the Dave Cave. So once again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. That's our stream, and I am out of here.